Welcome to M101 MongoDB for Developers. My name is Andrew Ehrlichson. This is the first day of class. This is going to be a 7-week class on MongoDB development. So we're going to be talking about all things MongoDB from a developer standpoint. In this class, we're going to write a blog. We're going to give you most of the code for that. You're going to be doing a bunch of small parts of it, attaching it to MongoDB. Most folks are familiar with the blog, and we're going to have you write that code, and it's going to be Python code. Python is not a requirement for this course. If you've never used Python before, that's okay. We're going to give you most of the code. We're going to teach you some of the basics of Python. I guess what probably is a requirement is that you have some experience with some other high-level programming language. So let's go over some of the course logistics. There are going to be video lectures, much like this one, and you can watch those whenever you want. They're on YouTube. Then there's about 2 hours a week of material. At the end of every video lecture, there's going to be a quiz. Well, not every one, but a lot of them have quizzes at the end. And those are just little learning checks so that you can make sure that you understand the material. Each week, we're going to have a homework assignment for each of the 7 weeks. Now, the homework assignments are going to be a combination of questions, sort of using the quizzing engine, and also different assignments where you have to run MongoDB locally on your computer and download some code, modify it, maybe write some queries, maybe write some code in Python to do some queries. Pretty straightforward if we ask you to do that. You'll be able to use whatever language you want for these assignments, not necessarily in Python, because we won't be checking the Python itself. We'll be checking the results. And then the final part of the course is a final exam that is kind of like a long homework assignment. It's going to be during the last week of class, during the 7th week when there isn't going to be any homework. So let's talk about the scoring in the class. Now, video lectures count for 0% of your grade. So you don't actually need to watch them, but we think you should because that's the whole idea of the class. And then quizzes are not going to count in your grade. They're just for your own learning, so they don't count. The homeworks are going to count for 50% of your grade, and the final exam will count for 50% of your grade. Now, in addition, we're going to drop the lowest homework. So each week you have a homework assignment, and we're going to look at those weeks, and the one where you have the lowest score, we'll drop that out. Students that get a 65% or better in the class will receive a certificate of completion from MongoDB. It will say that you have successfully completed MongoDB for Developers. It will have a date on it, and it will be delivered in PDF form. There'll be some authentication information on it. It will almost certainly look a lot better than this, and we should have these certificates out to students within 2 or 3 weeks after the course is finished. All right, so let's do our first quiz. What counts toward your final grade in this class? Quizzes, homeworks, final exam, or class participation? Check all that apply.